What's up? What's up? This is Young Captain TV. This is your captain right here, and you're now watching Courtvision, episode 3. All right, who's been watching the NBA lately? Because I've been watching. Who's been watching the Raptors games? Because I've been watching those too. Yeah, man. So, Raptors been playing pretty decent. I gotta say, I'm happy with the Raptors for the past 3 games. Like when they played Miami back to back 2 games, I was hoping Raptors would beat the Heat twice, but I had a feeling they would lose one game. The first game when they played, I don't know, they were just terrible. They had no motion. They had no decisive plays. They didn't know what they were going to do on offense. They were pretty stagnant. Like they were missing threes. They shot a lot of threes, man. And then in game two, it was the complete opposite. In the quarter three, in third quarter, they couldn't miss a three, dog. They couldn't miss a three. Raptors were on fire. OG Anunoby was like 5 of 6 from three that game. He was OG Anunoby was the reason why the Raptors won the second Heat game. And let's go over the stats, man, because freaking the first Heat game was so terrible. They were 16 of 49 from three. 16 of 49 from three. And they were 35 of 88 in total. So more than half their shots were threes, and they missed more than 70% of their threes. That's why they lost that game. They just couldn't score a damn shot. They were terrible. But in the second game, they were just 17 of 40, and they were 39 of 84. So first game they were 35 of 88. Second game they were 39 of 84. So they made more shots and they took less shots. So they were way more efficient. And in the third game, oh man, against Indiana, I don't know. For some reason, I have this feeling that the Raptors might not make the playoffs this year. But then again, they play well and they beat the Pacers. But the first half, the Pacers were losing. The Raptors were cruising with the lead. They were cruising by 6, by 7, by 8, even by 11 at one point at the first half. But by the end of the third quarter, they were up 2, and then by the beginning of the fourth quarter, they were only up 1. So the rest of the game, the rest of the fourth quarter was a battle for the Raptors. They didn't win easily against the Pacers, and I knew they wouldn't. And Sabonis played Domantas Sabonis, their main power forward. He didn't even play well. He was 1 of 10 from the field. He shot 8 free throws. He was 8 of 8 from free throws for the free throw line, but he was 1 of 10 of the field. He was just missing layups, like getting blocked, like he's just missing dunks. He was just terrible. I don't know what's wrong with him. And OG Anunoby was the X factor. He was the reason why the Raptors won game 2 against the Heat, and he's the reason why he won against the Pacers. He dropped 30 points. He dropped 30 points. He was 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 6 from the three. And in the Heat game, he was 4 of 6 with 21 points. But as for the Raptors been playing really well. I still like the Raptors. I hope they make the playoffs. It's still early. You can't really decide right now. But one team I'm mad at is the Brooklyn Nets. How you get destroyed by the Cleveland Cavaliers by 12? You lose twice. Not even one game you come back and beat them. You lose twice, and don't even make it because Durant wasn't there the second game, so you can't even say that's you can't make that excuse, man. There's James Harden and there's Kyrie Irving. How you losing to the to the Cleveland Cavaliers? They're so trash. They didn't even make the playoffs in the past, like, I don't even know, like 8 years. maybe letting them not the 8 years, past 4 years, because they were there with Cleveland when LeBron was there. When LeBron was there, like Cleveland was going to the playoffs. But ever since LeBron left, they haven't made the playoffs. The Cleveland Cavaliers are trash. And another team I'm upset against is Oakland. Man, they traded Chris Paul, they traded Dennis Schroeder, and all they have is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's their and Al Horford, but Al Horford's getting a rest, and then he's injured, and then he's not playing that much. He hasn't been playing that much, so it's just really on. It's just and there's they have George Hill. So George Hill and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is all Oakland has. They're playing Portland tonight, and I think they're playing Portland. I think the spread is 5.5. So Portland has to win by 6 to cover the spread of 5.5. I'm pretty sure Portland should cover that spread because Oakland, they have their bench is terrible, and their starting line's not that good either. But on their bench, tell me how they have this guy named Puvesky or Puveshki, something like that. He is 6'11", 195. 195! Oh my god! You know how skinny that is? Do you know how skinny you have to be 6'11", 195? I'm overweight right now. I weigh like 2 bills, 210, maybe even 220. But I'm 5'7". So that's so embarrassing that this NBA player is 6'11", only 195. Man, this guy is so, and all he does is shoot the ball and make bad decisions on the court. So I'm pretty sure Portland could beat them. Clippers beat them by 14 the first game and only beat them by 8 the second game. But that's because they didn't play the bench that much. But Colin Sexton, see, he had a good game against the Brooklyn Nets, but against the Boston Celtics destroyed the Cleveland Cavaliers by almost 40 points. That's how you're supposed to beat the Cavaliers. You're not supposed to be losing to them and letting them score 140 something points or whatever, how much points they scored, 145 points, 143 points. How do you let them score so much points, man? Brooklyn's defense is so trash. Oh my god, man. But Lakers play Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. So tonight's gonna be a real standard to see how good Cavaliers are. If it's just the Brooklyn Nets whose shitty defense is letting Cavaliers score a lot, because Boston, they let them score anything. Like they barely made 100, and Boston scored 140 points, 43 points or something, 41 points, and they only scored 103 points. What else is there to talk about? Oh man, the Dallas Mavericks. They're missing Josh Richardson, Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, and one more player. I think Dorian Finney-Smith. But they still have Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, and they lost to the Houston Rockets. How do you lose to the Houston Rockets with no Victor Oladipo? James Harden is gone. Christian Wood didn't play, and DeMarcus Cousins. Just had DeMarcus Cousins, and Eric Gordon was there. Eric Gordon. Yeah, Eric Gordon was there. Eric Gordon went off, but he shouldn't be able to beat Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Man. So there's 10 games tonight. I'm betting on 8 games. Start the first game. The first game is 76ers against Detroit. Sixers have to win by 7. I think Joel Embiid is out, so I think I'm gonna go with Detroit Pistons to cover the spread. they'll lose by 7 or less. They'll lose by 6 or less. The next up is another game for Toronto Raptors and Indiana Pacers. This is round 2. Man, I think Raptors are gonna pull out another win. I don't know. Pacers are just, when I watch them play, they're just they don't have a star. Sabonis is a star, but the Raptors' chemistry is better than Indiana Pacers' chemistry right now. So I'm gonna go with the Raptors. And then after that, it's Charlotte Hornets and Orlando. Orlando's favored to win by 1, but I'm not betting on that game. Lakers and Cleveland. Lakers is favored to win by 10 or 11. Favored to win by 11. I'm not betting on that game. Then there's San Antonio Spurs against the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm choosing Spurs. Denver against Dallas. I got Denver. Golden State to beat Minnesota by 9. I got Golden State. I got Portland to beat OKC by 5. So they're going to win by 6. And Boston, I got Boston to beat the Chicago Bulls by 5. So that's my predictions for tonight. And this is Courtvision. Let me know what you think. If I should give more predictions or give more recaps, more game of recaps. If you want to ask me any questions, just let me know in the comment box. I'm here. This is Courtvision episode 3. I'm the young captain. Peace.